football in his hand. Does he keep this? Does he possess this? He's just out of bounds, but does he make that catch again? You have got to be kidding me.
The NFL is made of a lot of players, and a select few of them are able to ascend to another level of play to become stars. When they do, sometimes the other members of their family who happen to also be pros get a bit overshadowed. You may think this is just one or two select players, but there are seriously families in the NFL that have a lot more going on than you think. So allow us to show you 11 NFL brothers you didn't know existed. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 5. Travis and Jason Kelce. If you've been watching the Kansas City Chiefs the last few seasons, then you know about their all-star and potentially future GOAT, Patrick Mahomes. But Mahomes can't do everything on his own. As a result, they've made sure he has all the help he needs on the offensive end via guys like Travis Kelce. Kelce isn't just their tight end. He's the guy they rely on a lot to make big plays, get big catches in the clutch, and of course score touchdowns. He was huge in their journey to getting to the Super Bowl last year, and he got a major extension that'll have him as a Chief for a long time. So yeah, he's pretty great, but what do you know about his brother, Jason? Not so ironically, these two were very into sports as they grew up together in Cleveland, Ohio. So much so that they were big into their high school sports. Travis was the bigger star between the two, and even was a 3-sport athlete. Jason played football too, but didn't dedicate as much time to it as his brother did. Still, the two were not only talented, but they both went to the same college, Cincinnati, and both happily played for the Bearcats. The biggest difference though was their positions. In college, Jason played left guard, and Travis was obviously a tight end. As Jason was 2 years older than Travis, he was drafted first to the NFL and was taken by the Eagles in the 6th round. He's been with them ever since and was even on the team in 2017, when they won the Super Bowl for the first time ever. His skills even earned him Run Blocker of the Year once. Funnily enough, current Chiefs coach Andy Reid was the coach of the Eagles when Kelce was there and drafted. So he has a unique honor of having coached two very special brothers who happen to have played different positions. Both Travis and Jason are very humble men who appreciate not only their brotherly bond, but the responsibilities put upon them by both their teams, their fans, and the hometown of Cleveland. They know they represent a lot of things to a lot of people, and they're counted on. So when you see a Kelce take the field in the NFL, by all means cheer for them. They deserve it in every way. Number 4. Rob, Dan, and Chris Gronkowski. The Gronkowski brothers are by and large one of the more unique families in the NFL, because it's not just 2 members of the family in the league like most past families, it's 3. What's more, while you may think you know the family and who came first, it's actually a lot more than you think. For example, Dan is the oldest brother of the 3. He went and played for Maryland for many years before eventually being picked by the Detroit Lions in the 2009 draft. He knew he was lucky to go and get drafted because he was selected with the second to last pick. But he made an impact in his own way, though he was injury prone at points and thus was dealt to other teams, including the Patriots, where he would go and work alongside his younger brother. As for Chris Gronkowski, he followed certain footsteps of his brother Dan, including getting drafted by the same college in Maryland, though admittedly he played different positions as he was a linebacker and a fullback. Unlike his brother, he also didn't get drafted to the NFL, but he did get picked up by the Cowboys. However, they barely used him, and so he went and played with various other teams until finally retiring. Which of course, brings us to Gronk. Rob Gronkowski is obviously the biggest name of the brothers, and for all the right and wrong reasons. Unlike his brothers before him, he went to Arizona to play college football, and he did really well there. So much so that not only was he drafted much higher than his brothers, he got taken by the New England Patriots in the 2nd round, playing for them as a tight end, of course. And it was there that the legend of Gronk was born, because his size and power made him a perfect target for the greatest quarterback to ever play in Tom Brady. Gronk became his go-to target, and it rarely ever failed. With Tom Brady and coach Bill Belichick, Gronk helped lead the Patriots to numerous Super Bowl appearances, and won 3 rings alongside them, to the extent that he's hailed as one of the most successful and greatest tight ends ever due to his habit of breaking records. He did go and retire early from the league because of injuries, but came back during the current NFL season to go and help Tom Brady once again, this time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Despite having a raucous relationship when they were younger, they were 3 alpha males. What did you expect? The 3 have grown to love one another and appreciate everything they have to offer. So much so that Chris and Dan were very sad when Rob first retired, but obviously were overjoyed when he came back. Number 3. Cam and Cecil Newton. The tale of Cam Newton might honestly end up being a tragedy overall, because here was a player that dominated in college when he was with Auburn, came into the NFL as the #1 draft pick, and had some great years in Carolina, including taking them all the way to the Super Bowl. While they didn't win, many felt it was only a matter of time before Cam came back. However, that wasn't to be, because after getting injured severely in Carolina, Cam found himself fighting to get back into throwing shape. So much so that when he eventually got let go and picked up by the Patriots after Tom Brady left, it was for a pittance of what he was usually making. And sadly, 2020 has not been kind to Cam football-wise. Whether he bounces back or not is a mystery, but at least he has his brother also on the field. Or at least he did. Because while Cam was a top prospect in many people's eyes, Cecil wasn't. He went undrafted to the NFL, and though he got picked up, it didn't last, as he was bounced around from team to team until he decided to retire. Many wonder if Cam might be forced to retire himself because he's far from where he was when he came into the league. Number 2. Devin and Jason McCourty. Arguably one of the more well-known brother duos in the NFL currently, both Devin and Jason McCourty have both proven their football prowess over the years. These guys aren't just brothers, they're twins, if you somehow couldn't tell. And their talents were very similar. So much so that these two went and played the same position at cornerback. They both were drafted to the NFL. Jason went to the Titans and Devin went to the Patriots. Devin was even a first-round pick. Devin had a great run with the Patriots in that he went 3-1 in the Super Bowls they attended. But then in 2018, after being bounced around a few times, the Patriots picked up Jason as well. And with the McCourty brothers in their ranks united, they went and tore up the NFL in the 2018 season, and helped big time in the Super Bowl match against the Rams. They're the first twins to not just play together in the NFL, but go to win the Super Bowl, which is a pretty cool honor when you think about it. Number 1. Odell and Cordell Beckham. If you were to rank some of the best receivers in the NFL today, you would put Odell Beckham Jr. in your top 5. The man has an explosive ability to make plays and catch balls with as few fingers as possible. He made a new name for himself with the New York Giants and then signed with the Browns to help revitalize their team. Whether that'll pan out is still up for debate because Odell has been injury prone, but there is still hope. Just as hopeful is his younger brother Cordell, who is a rising star in the high school realms of football, and many think his skills will transfer to the NFL as well. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various NFL brothers that existed in the league and how you might not have known about the lesser famous one? Which of these NFL brothers did you honestly know about beforehand? Which ones did you not know about until you watched our video? Do you know of other brothers that could have made this list? And please don't say the Mannings. Let us know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.